Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of Iron Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Serene Insurance, Gold Company Limited, the Ghana Revenue Authority, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services, and Phoenix Insurance. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This program is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. All right, so this week we are taking a look at the role of the National Vehicle Task Force in clamping down on uncustomed vehicles as well as smuggled vehicles. We had in the studio two officials from the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority to do justice to this particular subject. Let's take a listen.
So let me come to you, Mr. Vanderpoel, first of all, and I want you to give us some perspectives, some background into the National Vehicle Task Force.
The Commissioner of the Customs Division, who is a member of the National Security Council,
Right.
instituted the National Vehicle Task Force for the following reasons. One, to intercept uncustomed vehicles, to intercept vehicles which duties have been paid but short paid, to intercept vehicles stolen from foreign lands and somehow they found their way into our jurisdiction. 4, overstayed or diverted vehicles brought into the country under temporary vehicle importation. 5, vehicles that enter the country on transit en route to our neighboring landlocked countries, but somehow failed to exit.
Right.
6, vehicles whose owners have falsified their documents or tampered with their chassis numbers to sort of make it look legitimate and run them in the country. And then finally, those that may have been stolen, some of them even at gunpoint. So basically, these are the reasons for which the Commissioner of Customs Division of the GRA formed it. Now, one would say, is he using his arbitrary powers or muscles to...
Is there any legal backing for the establishment of the task force?
So the legal backing for which the Commissioner of Customs Division formed, especially the National Vehicle Task Force, but by extension, the various task forces at the sections and sectors are as follows. So all are enshrined in the Customs Act 2015 at 891.
Okay.
So section 112 says that members or the team members have all the powers of the police. 115, the power to arrest and detain persons and vehicles.
Right.
Section 116, power to patrol freely. 117, power to search premises. So what it means is that if there is a hint that there is a vehicle that has contravened but is hidden in any place, say your private premises, a warehouse or wherever, the law gives us the power to search that premise to see if there is anything illegal.
Right.
Then there is section 118, power to stop vehicles. Section 119, power to board vehicles. And then section 120, the power to seize abandoned vehicles. So in a nutshell, this is the role of the various task forces, especially the National Vehicle Task Force. And
which particular regions do you think that we have a lot of these issues, pertaining?
There are certain places that if the task force goes on the road from the 1st of January to 31st, every single day, we'll pick a number of vehicles.
Right. Wow.
Greater Accra is one, especially Accra Tema.
Right.
Kaswa is another. Upper East, and then along the borders, Volta, Aplauho, Oti region.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me come to you, Mr. Akoligle, and find out from you. Would you describe this particular phenomenon as pervasive? Would you say there's an influx, really high influx of uncustomed and smuggled vehicles into our country?
Yes.
Okay.
There are many. Due to the activities of the die-hard smugglers. No matter what you do, they will still smuggle. If you give them some measures to be able to pay their duty, they will still abort it and go ahead and smuggle. So day in, day out, they bring in uncustomed vehicles through legal and illegal means.
When you say die hard, what do you mean?
No matter what you do, you will smuggle.
They will circumvent the system.
Yes.
They will smuggle and bring in.
Yes.
Now, can you give us a sense of appreciation? Let's have a sense of how they're able to smuggle these vehicles into the country. Do they drive at night, or how do they do it? Do they use forest? What kind of routes do they use that they are able to beat the checkpoints and then get the vehicles into the country?
Yeah. They smuggle them in a legal way and illegal way. The legal way is the abuse of the transit. They divert the transit vehicles, the TVI vehicles. They bring them.
TVI, what is TVI?
Temporal Vehicle importation.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
They abuse those systems. And then the illegal way, using unapproved routes across the border. And then they enter into the country. Most of the time at night. Yes.
Most of the time at night?
At night.
Okay.
Then also, unfortunately, there are a lot of unapproved routes along the borders, unmanned. And so, a lot of the times, these people are conversant with these, so to speak, safe places of crossing into the country. And then sometimes they may get help from locals.
Right.
To buttress what he said about diehards, the diehards are mostly those who have made it their job to bring into the country uncustomed vehicles with the aim of beating the system. They bring them as a business. So they are so determined that they do not want to put an end to their nefarious activities. They are the diehard people he was talking about.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I just want to find out from you, is there a particular type of vehicle or particular types of vehicles that people love to smuggle into the country?
No.
All manner
All
of vehicles?
manner of vehicles.
All manner of
manner
vehicles. Okay. So
from
how?
luxurious vehicles to the lowest
Right.
class of vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you mind running us through a day in the life of a typical National Vehicle Task Force member? If you apprehend or accost an intransigent driver who is driving an uncustomed or a smuggled vehicle, what are the processes you take the fellow through?
When we mount a snap check and you approach our snap checkpoints, we stop you, we introduce ourselves to you and tell you our intention or why we are there. We run checks on the vehicle with the aid of the chassis number to determine whether duties have been paid or not. Also, we take notice of the chassis, whether it's a tampered chassis or not tampered. And we run them to the system to confirm the information in our system to the vehicle,
right,
to see if the tallies. And then we also try to see if there's a tag, whether it's a stolen vehicle from outside or locally stolen from someone. So we do all those checks, and if you are clear, we caution you to continue. But
right,
if not, we impound a vehicle, detain it for investigation, or seize it for payment of duties.
Okay, Mr. Akoligle, when you mount your checks on the streets, on the roads, how many vehicles are you able to get in a day?
In a day, depending on the location, we could get a minimum of 7 vehicles in a day.
And which one are they, smuggled or uncustomed, or both?
It ranges from abuse of ECOWAS protocol,
Okay.
diverted transits. Some transit vehicles will exit and then they find their way back into the country. Yes, and then they are fake registration numbers on the vehicle. And also some TVI vehicles, they tamper the chassis to evade the tax. So these are vehicles that we normally apprehend.
But
Yes.
a quick one. Now, there's a new trend, and we are beginning to, now that we found out, we are beginning to apprehend them. And the trick is that, I hope the production team will put it on the screen pretty
Yes.
soon.
Okay. So,
One
so
of them.
they can put
So,
it down. Yeah. The production team can show that
the
video.
trend is that some people go in for vehicles from outside. Before they ship them to Ghana, they alter or tamper with the chassis numbers and actually ship them into Ghana through our ports.
Why do
mainly
they do
Tema.
that?
The aim is that when you stop them, the vehicle would have been cleared at the port, but there has been a falsification of information on the vehicle, so that
Okay. So I can see some.
so-
Some of the pictures.
so
the
this
videos there.
vehicle you are seeing on the screen was cleared at Tema port, all right.
Right.
Then the able team intercepted it, checked, and found out that duties had been short paid. So they detained the vehicle, took it in. Lo and behold, the year of manufacture is actually 1998, but they tampered it to read 2002
So that they would avoid overage payment.
or have a reduced overage payment.
Right.
So in effect, an inexperienced officer will look at the documents and may be fooled into thinking that, oh, duties have been paid, it passed
Yes.
through Tema.
Yes.
But the crux of the matter is that the proper duties have not been paid.
Eight. Yeah.
And I think if they show the next one, you will see how the tampering was done.
Was done.
So this is it.
Okay.
When we went to the car, this chassis number, which is tampered,
Yes.
is made to read or give the information that,
Okay.
so instead of duties being assessed on a 1998
Yes.
Hyundai Grace
It was done based on 2002. Okay.
and there was a reduction in everything.
Yes.
So this vehicle was taken in, it was established, and it was reassessed, and the short collection was recovered.
Okay.
But then you deceived us. You made an attempt to go around the duties.
Yeah.
So aside the recovery of what was short collected,
Yes.
you will be penalized. And so the warning out there is that it's not worth it. We are beginning to see this side of their tricks,
Yes.
and we are ready for them. We are
Right.
combating them.
Yes. Mr. Akoligle, when you were speaking, you made mention of the fact that some of the vehicles that you intercept, the drivers they abuse ECOWAS protocols. Explain that.
Temporal vehicle importation is ECOWAS protocol that enable citizens of the ECOWAS state travel between
Within West Africa,
member
the
states.
member states. Yeah,
Yes. For private vehicles, it's supposed to be 90 days.
true. 90. Okay.
If you are entering and you are given 90 days, if it expires, you have to go out.
Right.
But if you are given less than 90 days and it expires, you can go to the nearest custom office and renew up to 90 days, and then you go out.
Right.
But if it expires and you still stay in the country, or give it out to someone, either by exchange, sell, lend, or even engaging in commercial activities with it, it is abuse of ECOWAS protocol. So we will apprehend you and let you do the right thing.
So,
Yes.
a quick one. What, in effect, if you bring a vehicle into the country under the ECOWAS protocol,
Yes.
there are do's and don'ts. So, one of the do's is that you have a time frame within which you are supposed to exit the country. You have up to a maximum 90 days. If for some reason you were not given the 90 days, and whatever number of days you were given is coming up, but you think you need extra days, you are at liberty to go to the nearest custom office, give justifiable reasons as to why you would want an extension. But if you are given 90 days, like my colleague said,
Yes.
then you have to exit.
Okay.
Now, the don'ts. Mind you, duties have not been paid on these vehicles. And so you are not under any condition or situation whatsoever to, as it were, dispose of the vehicle.
Right.
They go on the road, they intercept vehicles, they ask for documents, and they haven't got documents. You find out that some of these people, the new owners, so to speak, have exchanged plots of land, for instance, parcels of land for the vehicle. Now, the law says that on the expiration of the duration, exit.
Yes.
If, however, you would want to regularize it,
You have to go and renew.
consult or apply to the Commissioner General, pay duties, and then now you can do whatever
You want to do.
You are not even supposed to exchange it, lend it out, use it for racing, pledge. So you have come here under temporary importation, and then you think you are going for a loan or something, you pledge it. No, it is not allowed.
All right, so that was some good information out there with regards to the operations of the National Vehicle Task Force. We have your comments next. Diallo says, I'm very happy for your program and your panel. Thanks for your education. Eric says, good evening. Vehicles enter the country and their duties paid to government and cleared from the port. Later, intelligence in the hands of other security agencies come in that such vehicles on which duties have been paid and cleared are stolen. Are the owners who paid such duties and cleared the vehicles legally entitled to a refund of their duties after the vehicles have been seized? Well, Eric, the officials say when the vehicle is detained, a detention receipt will be issued and can be used to lodge official complaint at the police station for investigations. Peter Alu, a retired customs officer, says good and appropriate responses from Mr. Francis Vanderpoy, who is on top of his job. I'm proud to have trained him along his progression. I pray that with improved measures, uncustomed vehicles will be eradicated from the country. Eye on Port returns after this break.
Ohima, no be taking number first. By you. You tell me say take the number give me.
Guys, no, I'm tired. I'll go on a date with whoever gets here first.
Princess, really? Okay, I dey come.
Shut up!
Mame, feel me tank number what? Boss, fill my tank with Super XP Raw 95.
Fill up with Super XP Raw 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle.
Sorry, Tony got here first, so I'm stepping with him.
Oh, cut him. Hey, go for na
Choose Super XP Raw 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Always go for Goyle Super XP Raw 95. Goyle, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302 246 319 or 0243 690 492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
So welcome back from the break. Now news and activities happening within the port and maritime industry next.
Importers and exporters have been advised to refrain from engaging in unlawful practices to reduce duty payments, as they may face consequences during the post-clearance audit process. This came up during a seminar on customs post-clearance audit organized by the Ghana Shippers Authority in Kumasi. The seminar was organized in response to recurrent complaints from importers and exporters regarding the financial inconveniences they face after undergoing the post-clearance audit conducted by the Ghana Revenue Authority. The Deputy Ashanti Regional Commander for Customs, Evans Tay Agbozo, explained that the post-clearance audit is mandated by law, and only importers and exporters who try to circumvent duty payments will be held liable and required to pay any differences found after the audit.
If you clear your goods 6 years later, up to 6 years, we can still come to you and visit you. So basically, the only challenges to post-clearance towards traders is just to be compliant.
Benedetta Bismarck, the CEO of the Ghana Shippers Authority, stated that the authority's aim is to ensure that importers and exporters are well informed to avoid actions that may lead to future difficulties.
The Ghana Shippers Authority regularly interacts with shippers to get real-time information on bottlenecks they face in the conduct of their business and takes steps to resolve these bottlenecks in order to make the shippers' business smoother.
The Ghana chapter of the Network of Professional Women in Maritime and Port Sectors of West and Central Africa has been launched, creating another crucial avenue for the voices of Ghanaian women in the sector to be heard. This adds up to increasing efforts of actors within the sector to promote an all-inclusive approach to dealing with pertinent issues. The launch took place during the annual 3-day seminar of the network in Tema, Ghana, where sustainability issues within the maritime industry were addressed. First elected president of the national chapter of the network, Abna Sewa Opoku-Fosu, echoed the significance of the network in providing unique perspectives for the sector's development. The president, who is the marketing and public affairs manager of the Port of Tema, called on women in the sector to join the network so collectively they can forge ahead in the quest for a holistic, inclusive approach to development.
I wish to urge all women in the industry who wish to belong to the network not to hesitate, for we cannot make this journey alone as leaders, but it is through your support, critiques, and encouragement that we'll have something to do together.
It's now time for some international port and maritime news.
The government of Canada has announced an investment of up to $38 million under the National Trade Corridors Fund to improve cargo movement at the Port of Argentia, based in Newfoundland. The funds are targeting the expansion of the existing fleet dock terminal. This expansion includes the construction of approximately 460 meters of berthing space for 3 new berths to accommodate larger vessels. The port said the project will also promote environmentally sustainable practices, such as supporting green energy and low carbon fuels. MSC Cruises, the cruise division of Swiss shipping giant MSC Group, has achieved a drop in carbon emissions intensity, worth 33.5% since 2008, and is on track to achieve its 40% reduction target ahead of 2030. The company made this revelation in its sustainability report for 2022. The cruise major aims to become carbon neutral by 2050.
It's now time for the word of the day.
Quay is a stone or metal platform lying alongside or projecting into the water where ships are moored for loading or unloading. It is a structure built parallel to the bank of a waterway for use as a landing place.
Schedules of vessels in the port, those at anchor region, those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate you need to know to clear your goods from the port next. That's all for this week's episode of Eye on Port. Thank you for watching and thanks to the entire crew. Join us same time next week.